Imagine this. A stunning Japanese billionaire, worth more billions than most of us can count, strides into one of the most exclusive luxury car showrooms in Los Angeles. Heads turn, jaws drop, security stiffens, but nobody, and I mean nobody, understands a single word she's saying. She's speaking rapid-fire Japanese about a rare vintage engine, pointing at valves and regulators like she built the thing herself. The salesmen smile like plastic dolls, nodding as if they get it, but they're completely lost. The tension is thicker than Tokyo traffic. Then, from the greasy shadows of the service bay, a broke 23-year-old mechanic in a faded uniform and boots held together by hope steps forward. One sentence from his mouth, in perfect, fluent Japanese, flips the entire room upside down. In 60 seconds flat, the invisible kid becomes the most important person in the building. If that gave you goosebumps, smash that like button right now, subscribe to Midnight Tales, and drop in the comments where you're watching from, because this story is about to blow your mind. The black stretch limo purred to a stop outside the glass palace of luxury cars. The doors open with that hushed, expensive sound only money can buy. Out stepped Ms. Hana Kayamazu, the reclusive Japanese billionaire the world only ever sees in grainy paparazzi shots or Forbes lists. Sunglasses on, face unreadable, aura screaming, "Don't waste my time." Her security team moved like panthers, scanning every reflection, every corner. Inside, the showroom went graveyard quiet. Soft jazz died mid-note. Every salesman straightened their $5,000 suits and plastered on their best, "I totally speak billionaire" smiles. Hannah didn't even glance at them. Her heels clicked across the marble like a countdown. She walked straight to the centerpiece. A priceless 1960s vintage engine displayed under spotlight like a crown jewel. She circled it slowly, eyes sharp, then started speaking in rapid Japanese, tapping components, asking technical questions that would make most engineers sweat. The staff froze. 0 Japanese speakers on duty. 2 senior salesmen stepped up, nodding furiously, throwing in random English words like "excellent choice, madam," while understanding absolutely nothing. Their smiles cracked like cheap porcelain. Hannah's eyebrow arched. She repeated herself, slower, pointing at the airflow regulator. Blank faces. Panic rippled through the team. Customers pretended to look at cars, but were secretly filming the drama on their phones. Whispers floated. "They don't have a single person who speaks Japanese." For her, the air turned electric with secondhand embarrassment. At the back, behind the glass wall that separated the glamorous showroom from the dirty service bay, Daniel Torres was elbow-deep in a busted transmission. Grease up to his forearms. Uniform 2 sizes too big, boots older than some of the interns. 23 years old, raised in East L. Started working at 16 to keep the lights on for his mom and little sisters. College? A dream he buried under stacks of repair manuals bought for $1 at thrift stores. But Daniel had a secret weapon nobody knew about. His dad, before he passed, had been stationed in Okinawa with the Marines. Little Daniel soaked up Japanese like a sponge, bedtime stories in 2 languages, late nights practicing kanji on scrap paper. He never thought it would matter. Until now. He heard her voice through the glass, crisp, urgent Japanese, technical terms flying faster than sparks from a grinder. He recognized the frustration instantly. He wiped his hands on a rag that had seen better days, heart hammering against his ribs. "They're gonna lose her," he muttered. One step forward could get him fired. One step back, and he'd stay invisible forever. He chose forward. The door between worlds swung open. A few salesmen shot him dirty looks. Service rats stay in the back. Daniel ignored them. Walked straight up. Walked straight up to the billionaire who owned half the tech patents in Asia and bowed. Old school respectful. In perfect Tokyo standard Japanese, he said, "Suma mason, okitoba ga wakarimasu. Tsunakuskimasu hoka." Translation: "Excuse me, I understand what you're saying. Shall I translate?" The showroom actually gasped. The manager's coffee almost came out his nose. Hana Kayamazu turned, looked Daniel up and down, grease stains, torn boots, honest brown eyes, and for the first time all day, she looked hopeful. She fired off a sentence so technical it could have been a university exam. Daniel didn't flinch. He translated smoothly into English. She says the secondary rotation valve is sticking under manual override, and the airflow regulator is misaligned by at least 4 millimeters. Silence. Then Hannah smiled, tiny, controlled, dangerous. Game on. For the next 10 minutes, the billionaire and the broke mechanic spoke a language no one else in the building understood, literally and figuratively. She threw curveballs, compression ratios, rare alloy tolerances, vintage fuel delivery quirks. Daniel caught every single one and hit them out of the park. Customers' phones were out in full force now. Someone whispered, "This kid's about to get discovered harder than Justin Bieber." Hannah asked him to open a side panel. Daniel pulled a tiny toolkit from his belt, popped it like he'd done it 1,000 times because he had, and pointed to a hairline crack nobody else had noticed, not even the experts she'd flown in from Osaka. "There," he said softly in Japanese. "That's your ghost, Miss Fire." Hannah bent closer, eyes wide. She straightened slowly, studying him like she'd just found a diamond in a coal mine. And she asked the question that changed everything. "Would you be interested in leading my private vintage restoration fleet in Japan?" You could have heard a pin drop on that marble floor. Daniel blinked. "Me?" The word slipped out in English, tiny and stunned. Hannah nodded once. "You see things my top engineers miss. I don't care where you came from. I care where you're going. Come with me. Tonight." The manager tried to butt in, voice shaking. Ma'am, we can discuss salary here." Hannah didn't even look at him. One raised finger, and he shut up like a kid caught stealing cookies. She kept her eyes on Daniel. "I don't repeat offers." Daniel thought of his mom, crying over medical bills. His little sister sleeping on the couch because they couldn't afford beds for everyone. Years of being judged by the dirt under his nails instead of the fire in his mind. He swallowed hard and answered in flawless Japanese, "It would be my honor." Hannah's smile finally broke free, warm, real, the kind that makes security guards relax for the first time in hours. She turned to her assistant. "Prepare the jet. He flies with us." The showroom erupted into a hurricane of whispers. Phones shaking in excited hands. The same staff who'd ignored Daniel for years now stared like he was a unicorn. One salesman actually muttered, "We're going to be on MidnightTales for this." Hannah placed a gentle hand on Daniel's shoulder. "Talent can hide anywhere," she said softly. "Today, the world stops hiding yours." As they walked out together, billionaire and mechanic side by side, the automatic doors slid open to a sunset bleeding gold across Los Angeles. The limo door opened. She gestured, "After you." A billionaire letting a grease-stained kid enter first. Respect that no amount of money can fake. Daniel slid into buttery leather seats that cost more than his entire apartment building. The door closed. The limo pulled away. Through the tinted window, he saw the showroom staff still frozen like statues, mouths open, watching the taillights disappear. Hannah poured sparkling water into a crystal glass and handed it to him. "First time in a limo. First time anyone ever believed in me," he admitted. She smiled again. "Get used to it." Hours later, somewhere over the Pacific on a private G650 jet, Daniel looked out a sky full of stars and realized something massive. Every late night studying by flashlight, every no he'd ever heard, every judgmental stare had just been the grind before the glow-up. Hannah's voice came from across the cabin, calm and certain. "Your life changes tonight, Daniel Torres." He turned, eyes shining brighter than the city lights they'd left behind, and for the first time in his life he answered with zero doubt, "I'm ready." And that, my MidnightTales family, is how one sentence in the right language at the right moment turned a forgotten mechanic into a legend. Never let anyone tell you where you're supposed to end up. Sometimes destiny just needs you to open your mouth and speak. If this story lit a fire in you, do me a favor, hit that like button so hard it echoes. Subscribe to MidnightTales and turn on the bell so you never miss a life-changing story, and comment "Talent sees talent" if you believe the universe always finds a way to reward the real ones. See you in the next one. Keep shining. MidnightTales out.